Hello, Charlie TCG here, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are enjoying 151. We've had it for about a week now and hasn't really evolved the meta too much. It's added some really fun little cards as well. But I want to talk to you about a deck which has really evolved drastically because of 151 cards, and that is Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR. One of my favorite V-Stars and kind of been a really good archetype. I really liked this about a year ago playing it with that ticking curse attack. 50 damage times the amount of Pokemon you have in play that have any damage counters on there. Doing 300 damage is honestly insane for two colorless energies. Yes, you play a DTE, but if you do that, that's still 280, which is pretty much a KO and everything. So why is no one talking about that? Well, it's constantly a little bit hard to get that set up by making sure you have a damage counters on everything. But there's a new card that got revealed, which is the Dotrio, which really helps you in that sort of matchup as well. But putting a damage counter on there while also drawing a card. It has won a couple gym challenges over in Japan, but definitely after the 151's like initial release over in June, definitely kind of like took the back burner by other much more stronger archetypes like Charizard, Giratina, and Gardevoir really taking the limelight. It's really good at that strong attack and really good abilities overall. Can pretty much one-hit KO everything, but because they're putting loads of damage counters on there, you're incredibly weak to Lost Box and very fast-paced decks like Miraidon EX. So let's jump into exactly the list and talk to you exactly why I think Hisuian Zoroark should finally see the limelight it deserves. So let's play a 4-4 line of Hisuian Zoroark. Very strong here. This is a deck which you need to have that full amount because you want to have a bench full. You want to have as high amount of these outs to getting it as possible. Hisuian Zoroark, obviously, for that double turbo, does 280 damage if all of your Pokemon in play have damage counters on them. And it has an amazing V-Star ability, which is basically Professor's Research. Discard your hand and draw until you have 7. Incredibly powerful as well, but again, an extra card you might potentially need to really digging into that. The star of the show is that 2-3-3 line of Dotrio. So Dotrio has that zooming draw, which I love its name. I always call it damage draw, but I think zooming draw is much stronger. But I pretty much put one damage comes from Dotrio, draw a card. It is that good. Its Zoroark finally has a draw engine, which is really strong. You don't rely on Bibarel anymore. You have the Dotrio, and also has an incredible attack for a single colorless energy. 10 damage plus 30 more for each damage counter on Dotrio. Now, if Dotrio has 9 damage counters on there, do you know how much it's doing? 270 damage. Plus additional 10, that's 280. That's a KO on anything. Absolutely anything except the likes of like Charizard, Mew VMAX, and Gardevoir. That's incredible that Dotrio really hits like huge amount of numbers. And I absolutely love that effect in Zoroark, and it easily be set up as early as turn 2. Still playing that 2 copies of Gengar. Gengar with that Neverwell Gate, where if it's in discard pile, you may put it on your bench and put 3 damage counters on there. This works really well with likes of Damage Pump by moving your damage counters around there, even with likes of Gapejaw Bog as well. You can really see the synergy with Gengar, Gapejaw Bog, Dotrio, and Damage Pump. You're very easy to get that 280 damage very early on, as early as turn 2. Squawk ability also really helpful. That Squawk and Seize ability by only using on your first turn of the game. If you do, discard your hand, draw 6. Very powerful for Zoroark. You want to have an early setup, and Squawk ability really helps in that sort of matchup. Manaphy as well is very strong as well, but because you are really worried about, obviously we don't have Jirachi to really help in that Sableye matchup and Yokaloop, but that Manaphy can really help in the likes of the Urshivu's, the likes of the Radiant Greninjas, because your Dotrios instantly kind of go into that Radiant Greninja Rage as soon as there's a damage counter on there. But having that Manaphy, you're denying that factor, which I absolutely love. Radiant Alakazam is another very good and key card for Hisuian Zoroark. By moving around 2 of your opponent's damage counters to the other one, really helps with its matchup. You get to that 200, you get that 320 damage, basically that 310 gain. That eats the KO on the likes of Mew and Gardevoir. Charizard, you're kind of hoping you already have some damage counters on there, or using like the Dotrio to kind of get that extra sort of damage chip in there. So that can be definitely a bit of a struggle as well. But the Radiant Alakazam really help in that sort of matchup wise. Item-wise, we play a Super Rod, Power Pad, Escape Rope, and Switch. Super Rod because you're drawing for your deck quite quickly and quite aggressively with Squawkabilly, Hisuian Zoroark, and Research. You want to shuffle back some of your basic Pokemon or the likes of your energies as well. Power Pad, like same thing again. You want to shuffle back your supporters in that. Escape Rope and Switch as well. Even though most people don't have free retreat in this one, they do play 1 or 2. You don't really want to waste an energy to retreat them. So having that is a extra switching outs is really strong. 3 Nest Ball, 3 Capture Roma, 4 Ultra Ball are our searching charts of choice. Nest Ball definitely is a bit of a worry in that way, but that's the way how you get your Dotrio out much easier, much quicker, and then you can move around your damage counters with Damage Pump later on in the game. Capture Roma, that flipping coin, I generally forgot really what I did when I started retesting it last week. It's honestly like you constantly flip, and if heads, you get an evolution. If tails, you get a basic Pokemon. So you want to kind of get that way, so you want to try and find more outs to get your Dotrio, your Zoroarks, your Gengars, which can easily be not KO, get easily discarded sometimes with the likes of Ultra Ball. Best card there is in the game, that's why I play 4 of it. And obviously 4 damage pump as well to really move around your damage counters as freely as you like, to really make sure you do that huge amount of damage from what Zoroark VSTAR really craves. Support accounts, we play 2 Raihan, 3 Boss's Orders, 3 Ionos, and 3 Research. You might go, this is a very unique approach of how you play the support accounts. The reason why I play two Raihans, because you can easily get to a energy attachment to that Hisuian Zoroark attachment for turn, and potentially get that easy one-hit KO on the likes of that Charizard by moving around the damage counters with Radiant Alakazam. That's multiple ways about why you can get to that 300 damage as quick as possible. 3 Boss's Orders, because you're potentially turn 2 threatening that huge amount of damage. You want to get chaser over those big Pokemons around there. And the 3 Ionos as well, you want to be that disruptive capability. You can Iono and you can Iono them to 2, and then if you haven't used them summoning the Phantom Star, you can easily draw into F7 to really kind of like really abusing that factor away. And obviously that research as well, because you want to kind of dig through a deck as quick as possible. You want that setup as quickly as you can. 4 Gate Draw Bulks as well. Like I mentioned, you want a damage counter around your opponent's side, really helps sometimes with your maths, as well as also your dealing more damage. 1 copy of Choice Belt. Choice Belt, the Vitality Belt, or even like the likes of Cleansing Glove. There are so many ways around it. I'm playing with Choice Belt because then you can really utilize the likes of Double Turbo and kind of help in those sort of matchups wise as well. But if you're seeing a huge amount of Guided Wild Mew, you can easily replace this with the likes of Cleansing Gloves, or if you're seeing a lot more Charizard and you can constantly know you can get that 300 damage and that 2 damage counters on from Radiant Alakazam, then you can easily put Vitality Band onto that. Then the energies, we play 4 copies of Double Turbo and 3 copies of Psychic. Double Turbo, so you can instantly get a huge attack with Zoroark VSTAR as early as turn 2, and that basic energy is just, well, very, very good. If you can attach a basic energy to Hisuian Zoroark, you're doing that 300 damage very easily. It's your energy to attack with Dotrio, energy to attack with Gengar, and obviously the energy which can really work well with Raihan. Very, very strong deck, and I really like it. Now, if we look at the matchup-wise, I generally think it's relatively positive overall. Definitely its negative ones are likes of Lost Box, Mew, Charizard, and Miraidon. Now you might go, why on earth is Charizard there? Well, it's a very high energy attack cost to try and get to that big one-hit KO. Charizard can really punish Zoroark as well, because you are playing lots of Ionos, you do play the pitcher, you're not playing Path of Peaks, you don't slow down their setup as quick as possible. You are going to be doing some back and forth, but Hisuian Zoroark can really chase over the likes of the Arceuses and Pidgeot to really help in those sort of matchups as well. Miraidon as well, it really struggles. I've done quite a few testing matchups against Miraidon, and Hisuian Zoroark really struggles in those sort of decks as well, because Miraidon can really early pressure a turn 2 attack if they're going first. It's definitely it's go second. It's very, very scary. And that's what Hisuian Zoroark can really struggle with. Mew and Mew EX as well, because it's got that high HP. You can easily get to that KO, but they can easily KO you back. They can shuffle it back in if it's these high damage counters on there. And obviously it has the likes of the switching cart to make sure that you're not really utilizing any of the damage counters on the likes from Mew and Genesect. Positive matchup are likes of Xianpao, Arctina, Gardevoir, Lost Tina, and the Lugia V-Star. Reason why I put those sort of decks as well, because these decks can really chase them. These are the cards which are going to be attacking turn 2, maybe even turn 3. So that's where Hisuian Zoroark can really thrive in that sort of matchup. Lugia V-Star, yes, they are playing in V-Card, but they're playing 1 or 2. It's not going to be on all of their Drapions. It's not going to be all of their Luminions. It's not going to be on all of their Lugias. So you can easily try and chase them that ticking curse using that Boss's Orders by drawing into them with the likes of Phantom Star as well. Gardevoir as well, because you can utilize the likes of Dotrio to really help in that matchup. Having that single prize attacking option is very, very strong. And Arctina, I know it may have kind of like disappeared. You might even think about like a Rapid Box, which is definitely much more weaker into Zoroark as well. But definitely you have a much more stronger answer to that. And like Lost Tina is very different in the way of Lost Box, because Lost Box is a lot more single prize attacking, or 2 prizes, which can easily get the big one at KO on Zoroark. Tina as well kind of might take their time a bit. They're not going to, they might get Karatina out turn 2. If they don't, it really helps in Zoroark and can really help in that matchup as well. And Xianpao as well, easy KOs against them, easy 1 prize trade into their 1 prizer. I think it's just a very, very strong archetype. So overall, I generally think Zoroark could be a good deck, and if you're playing in challenges and cups, it's a list which I'm going to be playing a huge ton amount at the start of the season, really trying to iron it out, see exactly if Zoroark is really a capable archetype in the new meta. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you are a huge Zoroark lover, please comment down below, and I'm absolutely really excited to see potentially Zoroark V-Star make its triumphant return. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on Hisuian Zoroark. Do you think it is in fact a very good archetype, or in fact it's just a pile and it's a fun meme deck to play at your locals? I'll be back in a couple of days for another video. I will see you guys then. Bye for now.